It's about 6 o'clock p.m. You can't come this way, guys. Go back. Go back. It's Sunday, August 31st, 2025. And I think the cow's knocked over my little pen here that I set up. Anyway, I'm moving the animals to a new row here. Some of them already decided they wanted to move. Now they're thinking they're moving back to the old row. They're confused. But these sheep have been crossing the wire every day since I set up this wire. And it's been causing a major headache. Because, you know, I only have a limited amount of time when I come out to the field. And a limited amount of energy too. And I've been spending all my time and energy rounding up the sheep each time they get out. That said, we do have lots of new lambs. So let me see if I can find a couple that are new. That one's not new. Anyway, I don't know how many I have. This one I think was born yesterday. Yeah, she's still got a fresh umbilical cord. Mama has some gunk on that leftover fur on her back there. So hopefully that might be a girl. I can't tell. Could be a girl, but hopefully she's getting enough milk. So I set up this road at 200 feet wide. Last video I uploaded, I think that was on Saturday, maybe Friday. I've been just so busy, I can't even keep track of time anymore. I got some super awesome news. Might be premature, so I might want to hold off on announcing it. Maybe I'll give a hint to it, but anyway. There's a short in the fence down there. But anyway, I got these animals set in a 200-foot wide row. We're almost to the end. I could probably count the number of posts and tell you how many feet are left. But yeah, there's something shorting out. I'm going to inspect that later on. Maybe I'll do it right now while we talk, because we can look at the pasture too, right? Okay. Scatterbrain mode off. I'm going to talk about grass. You know, I've learned a lot about grass since I started doing this. I thought I was pretty good at keeping a lawn green. By the way, the trick of getting a good lawn is to mow it regularly, like 2 or 3 times a week. You want to keep the grass a certain height. Too low, it can't really thrive. But if the grass puts down its roots and you provide it with that mowing action, the weeds can't survive. The grass is just too strong. So that was suburban me. And then I come out into the countryside and I'm like, okay, I want to go grass taller than me. And it's the same principle. Grass needs to be grazed. And if you don't graze the grass, it dies. Okay? Let's see what's causing that short. It's in the fence. This is where the bulls and the rams were, by the way. You can see they started pacing here along the fence line. I think they wanted to get to the cows. They were too close. So they're looking at each other, which isn't a good thing. It's one of the problems of growing strong. There's an anthill that built up there. Come on, ants. Stop building up up to the fence. Okay. So grass needs to be grazed. And, you know, people tell you stuff about grass needs this chemical product or grass needs that chemical product. Or you got to go out there and use diesel to power a tractor and stuff. And I'm very skeptical of those claims. So I'm the sort of guy that if you told me, hey, you can spend some money, buy some diesel, buy a tractor, and go do some stuff and get good grass, and somebody else told me, oh, no, all you need to do is rotate your cattle, I'd rotate my cattle. And I'd do that for 10 or 20 years before finally giving up if it doesn't work. and maybe trying out using a tractor, right? I'm that way now. The reason why is because I did try tractors. I didn't try chemicals. I knew that was a bad idea. And I didn't see any effect, right? Now you're looking at my pasture right now and you're probably seeing all the goat weed, the woolly croton, this stuff, right? And everybody hates goat weed. It's just the worst thing ever. And we have to use chemical warfare to destroy it. Otherwise our pasture is just going to turn to goat weed and nothing else will grow, right? And that's an utterly ridiculous claim. Every weed has a place in this world, right? It has a purpose, right? And every plant, just like animals, they tend to work themselves out of an ecosystem. So there's certain conditions that are favorable for it, and then the plant shows up, and then it alters the conditions to make it less favorable for that plant, right? And so my belief, and this is a belief, it's not a scientific fact or anything like that, my belief, what I choose to believe right now, is that if I let the weeds do their thing, eventually they'll work themselves out of a job, right? Why is it wet here? I'm concerned. Do I have a leak? Or is it just because we got almost an inch of rain over the past day or so? Nope, there's no leak. It's because we got rain. All right, I'm not complaining then. That's kind of a low spot, so it'll retain the water a little longer. So the point being that I'm not here to fight a battle with the weeds. I'm here to provide optimal conditions for the grass to grow. And the optimal conditions are to get animals grazing on the grass. There's a parade of lambs. Yeah, so I'm just going to let the weeds do their thing, and I'm going to keep putting pressure on them. Now, if you're in a different climate than I am, you might have a different story to tell, but I'm going to guarantee you that in wintertime, all of these weeds, these goat weeds, are going to be dead, right? There's some ragweed for you, right? My neighbor's got a bunch of ragweed too. He does continuous grazing. The cattle can eat anything they want. And I don't do that. I give the ground rest. I might be giving it too much rest. So I'm going to do some calculations. Maybe I'll rotate them more rapidly or something. But there's some good grass right there. I don't know what that is. Hold on, we got some sheep that are complaining about something. So anyway, that's my story and I'm sticking with it. I'm not telling you to do this. I'm just telling you what I'm doing, and you can comment and make your own observations and your own deductions, and hopefully you'll do something different than me. I would like to know what you do and what happens when you do it. If there's better techniques out there, I'd love to know about them. But we had a beautiful lamb that was black and white all over. Go to your mama. Let me see if we can find that lamb. I got to move the water and probably replenish the minerals too. You know, I'm thinking of just giving salt to the cattle. Is it that one there? I think it is. Yeah, this morning when I was in a rush, just rushing. I fed the dogs, and then I set up to make a new wire, move the animals, and I ran out of time because I had to gather up the sheep, but also because for some reason all of the dogs decided to circle around this particular ewe and her lamb and start barking, right? And so I had to drop what I was doing and go over there, explain to the dogs that is not the way you behave, you know. But what a beautiful lamb. Let's zoom in there. I love the colors on that lamb. I think he was born yesterday. He. Let's get the lamb, not the cow. So anyway, so I had to explain to the dogs. See, I think the ewe is just aggressive with the dogs, and the dogs didn't like it. Hey, stop it. The dogs are curious, they're still young, they want to smell the lambs, but they're going to have to learn to leave the lambs alone. You know. So, right? Hey, no. No. Don't bark at the sheep. Anyway, I'm going to spend some more time out here just keeping an eye on these animals, move the water, and hope you guys have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.